Hello everyone, this is Wildcat. I'm a former card games professional. I used to play Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, and Legends of Runeterra. I've been a pro player for quite some time now. I started off in 2015. I have quite the experience on esports and competitive games in general, and that's why I joined in 2022, in January, I joined Metaguild. There's plenty of old friends that I played Hearthstone with during my Hearthstone days. And they actually introduced me to Parallel recently. I've always been a sucker for card games. I mean, even if I'm not playing them full-time anymore. And Parallel really reminds me a lot of the good old card games that are really straightforward, really, I would say, easy to learn and really tough to master. And that's where I really want to help you guys out to master said games, and especially Parallel, which I'm currently dedicating myself to. So today, this morning, I streamed on Metaguild. I was streaming for like an hour and a half, I guess. And I was kind of introducing my guildmates to the rookie mode. I believe the rookie mode is the very first steps that anyone should take in Parallels to actually get a grasp on the game, to learn about the different Parallels, or your classes, if you will, and the Paragons, or your heroes, which yield different passives that make the decks unique. I played all of my rookie mode games actually before outside of stream, so offline, and I got 25 wins in 26 games. I only lost one game as a Marcolian. I feel like the game has really low power levels. That should be really encouraging for you, because if you study a lot, if you apply yourselves, you're definitely going to get great results even without great cards. And rookie mode is all about pre-constructed decks, so you don't even have to worry about that. You play pre-constructed decks, everyone is on the same field, and your skill is really the only thing that matters. That's why I believe I was able to get 25 wins in 26 games, because there's no OP cards that can take over the game. As I said, the power levels are really low, and everyone should expect great results if they're experienced about card games and know about tempo, about value, about matchups, and how things should be played out. So that's it. I mean, not only rookie mode is a great mode to just get the hang of it, but it also yields great rewards. As you can see here, rookie mode has 5 different paths for each of the Parallels. You get packs, you get a Paragon, which is, as I said, like another hero with different passive, with different abilities. You get more packs, and the legendary at the end. All these are apparition cards actually, so they're like token for the cards, but you don't actually get to own the cards and grind and earn the currencies of the game with these. So consider them as like starter decks that you get for free, that allows you to play, to get through ranked. I'll leave it to the Wildcat of the past, the one that recorded the stream earlier this morning. I'm gonna go through all the matchups, and then we'll see each other at the end of this video to talk about what to do before going to ranked. And yeah, you have your quests, which provide you with rewards that are in EXP form. And yeah, I believe you also get extra XP for completing weeklies, and this serves as sort of a battle pass for Season 1 that's gonna end up giving you packs and stuff. But I'm not too concerned about that right now. We head to rookie mode, which is your quick play first option. And as you can see, I already retrieved all the possible awards for the mode, for each class, for each Parallel. Each Parallel has its own Paragon, so you're gonna end up unlocking more heroes, so to speak, for your class, so to speak, which is the Parallel. So let's get familiar with the terminology here. The Parallels are the archetypes, the classes, and the Paragons are the heroes. So you get to unlock the packs and your Paragons. Also, at the end, yeah, you get a legendary card. But first, I'll run through some of my favorite classes, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna play with every class just so that you have some sort of quick tutorial, some quick tips and tricks on how to play the Parallel. So yeah, I guess I'll just go in game. I will not worry too much about giving some explanation prior to the gameplay. We'll just head into the gameplay, and you'll probably get the hang of it quite fast. So let's start off with Augencore. Let's go in order. So yeah, as I said, you have to win 5 games with each. I'll probably play once or twice with each deck, just because I don't have a lot of time. But Augencore is gonna be your classic mid-range Hearthstone rogue-ish type of deck, where you have not so sticky units, but you have a good combination of units, upgrades, and effects by your hand to just hold on to your board control and outvalue your opponent. So that's going to be your primary focus, depending on the matchup, of course, but just so you have a brief idea on how the deck is going to perform. These are all starter decks, pre-constructed decks, so you don't end up playing against players that already grinded through the game and got insanely strong cards, you know? So it's gonna be pretty low power levels. Every card is gonna be kind of easy to resolve. It's not the end of the world if they get an engine off and they just outvalue you. You can come back to the game. So my Paragon, which is Juggernaut Workshops, is really great for mid-game and for value in general, because it helps you retain board control by passively spawning some Juggernauts, which are great units. Like a 3/6 with Defender, a 4/4 with Armed, which is kind of like first strike in Magic the Gathering, and there's a 2/5 that shoots 3 damage where you want, so it's pretty damn good. I want to start off with some units, of course, to retain board control. Oh, that's an issue. I do not have too much time to chat about the things. If I select, I also have to confirm, or it gets, like, you know, reset. So I actually got to keep Zealous Machinist and Crew Boss that are 5 mana units. I really didn't want those, but fortunately I have 3 units to play with. So every turn I have to bank some of my cards if I want my mana to progress. So I will need to choose carefully which cards I want to put in my bank, and it's definitely going to be one of the 5-drops. I guess it would be something like Crew Boss, which helps me retain board control with the +1/+1s. The Zealous Machinist has insane value if it doesn't get removed. It keeps spawning 2/2s. I guess my best chance is to just bank the Interceptor right here. So it'll go to my bank, I'll get 1 mana. And I can do that once per turn. So I just play my Innovative Apprentice. I get to draw a card when I attach an upgrade, which I already have for turn 2. And that's pretty much it. I cannot attack on turn 1. Okay, we got another 1 mana unit, so I could actually play double 1 mana drops in next turn if I ever need to. This is what I was talking about, like armed status is basically like first strike. When attacking another unit, this unit deals damage before non-armed units. So you actually get to attack for free if the other unit doesn't have anything. So it's gonna play Recon, which is a pretty bad card. But, I mean, these are pre-constructed decks, so you have to deal with what you have. He's gonna look through my bank, and he's gonna have to decide what I banked. And if he does, he draws, I believe, but he didn't. It missed. If either card is the chosen type. So he didn't pick units. Playing against Augencore, that's pretty bad. But yeah, I think I will... I think I'm going to sacrifice Ard-Linked Pilot. This is a 1 mana ping, so you always want to keep it as if it was a spell. Yeah, I guess I give up Ard-Linked Pilot. I mean, against Earthen, we're probably gonna go fairly late into the game, just for the nature of this stack, which is really like defensive anti-aggro. I get to draw my card, and I get to hit him for 2. So I got to draw, and everything's fine. Oh, Scrap Hip. That's like, I think this is like the bread and butter for the deck. It's a 3 mana 2/3. If you have upgrades in the waste, he attaches it to himself if it costs 3 or less. And then if he dies, you can salvage the upgrade. That means you can move it to another creature you control, to another unit. So it's pretty valuable. That's like the banger. This is the banger upgrade. If your unit dies, you get to choose an enemy unit and blow it up. So it's pretty good. This is another upgrade, but it's good for finishing and finishing only, because it gives you +4/+0, but after you get the unit destroyed, you deal damage equal to its attack to all friendly units. So I'm gonna get rid of this actually. And I'll probably just play the Scrap Heap for tempo here. Yeah, as you see, the Master effect, which is basically like Battle Cry. So it activates once the unit enters the board. It doesn't even resolve because I don't have any upgrades in my waste. So he cannot attach it to himself. Everything's fine. And in one turn, so after my next turn resolves, I'm gonna get a free Juggernaut. And it's... I mean, for an Earthen deck that didn't go really well so far, it's pretty good. So he removes my unit and the upgrade attached because of the black market fixer effects. But everything's fine. So I actually have an interesting play here. I mean, it's not super great, but I'm definitely gonna bank Recon, which is a non-card, basically. I could ping face, kill switch on Scrap Hip, jam it into the black market fixer, and then the Gunslinger is gonna get the kill switch attached to himself. So I guess this is my only play, actually. Oh yeah, but I cannot do any target, so I can actually do one face damage. Yeah. I can. So yeah, since this is as salvage, I'm gonna be able to get the kill switch back to my Gunslinger. I mean, this is not the most efficient trade, I guess, but I'm still gonna get my Juggernaut off. I select the kill switch, I put it on the Gunslinger, and we're fine. Then, I mean, he has an empty board. I don't really need to get paranoid over a defensive Juggernaut. I think I can go with the 4/4 with armed. As I told you, this is gonna be a 4/4 that attacks first if the enemy doesn't have armed itself. So I guess the game is developing pretty good. I mean, it was not the best start from the defender here for the Nehemia. She has some insane early games where she puts down a 0/4 defender that ramps up 1 mana, then he can buff it with 3 mana and make it a 1/8. So you basically, as an aggro, you're done. You have to be prepared for those type of games. Like ramp decks always have those type of insane curves where they cut you out from the game like in 2 turns. I mean, it just happens. He goes Annihilate, so he has to spend his direct removal on my passive. Is pretty doomed. And yeah, I can keep Scanner Array just to be able to play a random upgrade to cycle my hand. Augencore has plenty of cards that say if I get upgraded, I get something like +1/+1 defender. You get to draw a card. You get to draw a card if you attach to it specifically. So I'm actually thinking about holding on to my Scanner Array and to give up the launcher here. Then these two guys are kind of heavy to play through. I'm probably gonna win before I even need to play those. Yeah, let's try with. Let's start off with the launcher gone. I don't really need that, and I'm gonna develop the Zealous Machinist on an empty board. On an empty board. This card is insane. It's gonna get insane value right away. So not only you have to remove this in order for it to stop spawning 2/2s, but he also has shielded. So if he wants to play some damage source from the hand, the first one is gonna get shielded because of the effect of shield. This unit is immune to the next enemy card effect that targets it. So it's not even just pocket damage from the hand, like even removal effects, I believe, are gonna get shielded first. So it's a pretty insane card. Hello, Igor. I got back to the good old Web3 card games. I mean, the guy is not even playing though. I needed footage for my guide, for my video guide, but this guy is not participating. I don't know what he's doing. Okay. 4 mana 4/6 and the relic, which is like a, you could call it like a continuous magic spell, I guess. Kind of triggers whenever it says it does. Oh, by the way, yeah, the Zealous Machinist spawns a 2/2 for each of the ends of turn, so not just for me. So the guy's in big trouble. Like, as of now, I can, yeah, I'm gonna bank this guy over here. I'm gonna go with Crew Boss so that 2 doggies actually trade into the 3/3, and I'm done. I mean, I still want to retain board control with this deck, especially because I don't have defenders and I don't have any ways to protect the Zealous Machinist on board. So yeah, I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna save the 0-mana upgrade. I mean, it doesn't do anything. I just need this to cycle in case I find one of my cards that says you draw a card if you upgrade. So that's the only reason I'm keeping this in my hand. It doesn't do anything. You reveal enemy banked cards. So, I mean, further up on the deck building, you know, iceberg, further down on the deck building iceberg, there's some interactions you can have if you know about bank cards for your opponent, but not for this pre-constructed deck. So your job is just to hold on to it until you get a card like this that says draw a card if you attach an upgrade to it. Then there's a 2/1 that says if you play an upgrade in general, you get to draw a card. So that's pretty much the only reason this card even exists in this deck. Hey, display. Marvel Snap God? Who's that? Not me. I'm a casual. I'm even getting burned out about Marvel Snap, to be honest. Like, the game has some pristine mechanics. I love the mechanics. I love the cube mechanics. I love the cards' identity themselves. But when you put everything together, you get one of the most annoying and unsatisfying metagames I've ever witnessed in a card game. Like, it's insane. Everything is viable, so you have to respect everything all the time. So it just becomes a gambling match. You just have to gamble that your opponent is not gonna have that specific card to mess you up in the ending. I don't really like Marvel Snap. I don't know. I think I'm playing it. I'm still grinding my quests and everything, but I'm so mad at it, to be honest. So these cards actually just come down. They can instantly attack, and then they can do one defensive turn as well, I believe. Yeah, because they get banked back at the start of his next turn. So actually, it's quite the grind to. Yeah, and I can do this. I can do Apprentice. I can upgrade the Apprentice. Draw one card. I get my platform, but I want to play the Pilot, which is gonna get upgrades for each upgraded unit. And I don't think I'm gonna attack. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. These cards cannot even get destroyed, so they're just here to annoy me and to not allow me to go face. So I'll end my turn, and I'm gonna get another Juggernaut. I think I'm gonna go with Arm 1 as well. Like, most times I find myself in an advantage on board, and the best thing to retain board advantage is to be summoning the attack Juggernaut. So yeah, Marvel Snap is just not hitting the spot for me. Plus, you're kind of forced to subscribe to the monthly pass because of the card. That's otherwise really tough to pull off. Yeah, I'm getting pretty burnt out by Snap, honestly. Also, like, the incentives are not there quite yet. Like, the game is not so developed that you absolutely want to 2, 4. Is this lethal? 16 and 420 exact lethal. So I'll just annihilate this guy because it has Defender. And then I have lethal on turn 7. 12, 4, and 2, and 1, and 1. What am I doing? What's going on? Oh, because I attacked, I'm gonna reveal one of the bank cards. Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, this game was pretty straightforward. I mean, I still got to pilot my deck, I think, the best way possible, but the opponent wasn't really doing anything, so it was kind of underwhelming. I guess I'll just go to the next class myself, to the next parallel, just to give you a quick sum up of what they do. But yeah, the previous game from the Earthen guy was pretty miserable, to be honest. There's some insane curves you have to pull off with this deck. So with Earthen, I tend to mulligan very aggressively. There's just like two cards that I want in my hand, basically. The 1 mana 0/4, and then any sort of buff, like the 2 mana +2/+3, I guess it is, and the 3 mana +1/+4. That's because once I get that down, the game is pretty much over. If it's an aggro deck, it might as well concede. It's not getting nowhere with the damage. And if it's a mirror matchup or control deck, I'm still pulling off the most amount of pressure that I can. I'm ramping up my mana, I'm putting down something that allows me to control the combat flow with the defender keyword, so I'm pretty much done. I did what I had to. Yeah, I guess not many players are gonna queue up in the morning. In rookie mode especially. We're gonna have to see what we find out. But I mean, I'm just... I really am just trying to provide here some footage for a future guide. I mean, people could still watch the tutorial. I'm playing against an AI. Okay. I mean, hopefully it will still give you some in-depth information about this archetype over here. So I got my +1/+4, the Malachite Shield, but I'm not interested. If I'm not getting my 1 mana 0/4, I'm not even considering my hand. And there it is. Steward of the Garden and another upgrade. So I still have my curve. I'm still gonna have turn 4 on 3. I'm still gonna have another removal if the situation stales. Like if there's a stalemate, I can still destroy one of his units. Like this hand is superb. And yeah, I don't even want the 2/2. Usually I would keep this. Most definitely, since it's a unit, since it's still, you know, stuff to play out and develop your board, but I got my nuts. I got my 1 mana and buff, so I'm good to go. Hard mulligan every time. There's nothing to lose. I mean, this is your top opening. If you play something less, you're probably gonna get destroyed. So see, the other guy did that as well. He just played out the Steward of the Garden. See, you have 2 out of 1 mana. Yeah, it's way too late to even consider this. So I'm just gonna go that way. I'm gonna bank. And I think I'm gonna hit this for once, yeah. As long as it doesn't even deal any damage to my unit, I'm definitely going to push for an early removal of the Steward of the Garden. I mean, going first is pretty much GG in this matchup also. I know it's really unfun, but it is what it is. So yeah, he played a unit, so he healed himself. He hits me for 0. And now I'm gonna go Malachite in the bank and Battle Hunter Warrior, I guess. Gain control of target enemy relic. I mean, yeah, but it could be playing the 2 mana, 1 heal, blah blah blah. But I mean, I almost prefer Malachite Shield for 3 mana as a, you know, combat trick. It's still a +1/+4. I mean, yeah, I don't really want to keep that in my hand. It's pretty useless. It's a very, very useless card. So yeah, I'm gonna remove the Steward to most important thing, remove his extra mana. So now we're at a huge advantage here. It's gonna be pretty much impossible for him to come back into the game, especially because on turn 4 with 4 mana you can like activate your Paragon as if it was a card that's constantly in your hand, and just convert your elf into attack. So not only you pull out a 4 mana 7/7, you also have your units deal damage for their health value and not attack. So that's insane. Okay, I mean, this is a pretty good draw though. I'm probably gonna stick to the black market fixer here. So yeah, I'll just I mean, probably now it's a good moment to actually remove the Malachite Shield. No, I think it's still good. It's a 3 mana 1/4 on top of cards that I already own, so yeah, let's go like this. I'm considering just going Nehemia here. I'm still gonna develop a 7/7 in a matchup where it doesn't have much to do. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. There's no way to slow down and go black market fixer. This is a value play, this is a tempo play. I have plenty of time and tempo to develop my own threats. And yeah, for the nature of the matchup, I'm gonna trade here. I'm not gonna let him do anything to his own units. All the value I can get from trades, I'm gonna take right away. I'm not gonna bother going face. I mean, you go face once you have checkmate. So that's great. He develops Nehemiah of his own. But since he's behind in tempo, I'm gonna destroy him, basically. Yep. So, yeah, this turn I have to... Ooh, this is such an interesting card to play, but I don't have resources to play it out right now. I'm just gonna annihilate the Nehemiah and go face. Then I'll be able to develop my life well, which is gonna heal stuff, and when I heal... After this unit is healed, it gains attack equal to the health restored. Unfortunately, with Nehemiah, that's kind of a mechanic that doesn't exist anymore because his health is already bound to his attack. I mean, his attack is already bound to his health, so... But yeah, this game is over. I mean, this was a definitely more playable game where I could highlight the ins and outs of this matchup, which is kind of boring, I get it. But it is what it is. Okay, now I'm pretty much... I won. Like, there's no way it gets back to the game. I think I'm gonna sacrifice the Steward here. I don't really need the extra mana. I just want to be as efficient as I can with my removals. I mean, especially because this bounce stuff, if it survives, so... I just need to go... DE4, damage it, and finish it off with the Steward. Because if anything survives his attack, it bounces it back to my hand, so... I just want to retain lethal threat on board for next turn. Like this. I guess this is over. I mean, I think I played this perfectly. I mean, it was not the toughest puzzle. Of course, the cards are really simple. This is not even a defender, so I can just bypass it. But yeah, this was not the toughest puzzle, but at least this was a game where I had to like use my knowledge of the archetypes to do those trades, to anticipate the Nehemiah play, and to pretty much win on 6th. As if I was the beatdown aggro deck. But this usually is like a value / slow mid-range matchup. But I was so far ahead in the beginning that I could just smork him. Let's go with Kathari. So, Augencore is your rogue, is your mid-range deck that really protects itself well against aggro and outvalues control with the passive juggernauts. Our Earthen is your druid, I would say. It's a mid-range class indeed, but it's more on the defensive side. It brings out a lot of big units, and you have to kind of be able to slow the momentum down against aggro and wall them. And against control, you kind of have to become the beatdown and end the game as fast as you can. Otherwise, decks like Shroud would stall you out and outvalue you in the end. But Kathari is your Zulok. It's your white weenie if you're confident with Magic the Gathering. Like, you swarm a shit ton of units, and you just overwhelm your opponent with those. It really is the most OP deck in the game, in my opinion. Like, even in rookie mode, even in pre-construct decks mode, it's still OP, and it's even worse when you get to play with actually constructed, well-refined decks. It's a nightmare to play against. You don't have time to do anything. If he gets the nut start, you might as well concede. It's by far the best deck in the game. I even, as you can see, I don't own any cards yet. I don't have any cards of my own in my wallet, and still with pre-constructed decks and a few adjustments, I was able to go to Platinum. I mean, I don't know if it's much, but with the free-to-play deck that you get right away, I was still able to do some damage to people with actual decks just because I played it out perfectly with what I have. And yeah, I mean, once you get ahead with this deck, you never get behind. You just steamroll them. So you just have to maximize your opening hand, you maximize your start, and then you're good to go. Oh, that's an interesting matchup, actually. This is against an AI. I guess there's not many players at this time of the day. And this is your, like, we're going to discuss about Marcolian specifically, of course, but this is your burn deck, like your aggro burn type of deck, which notoriously, as always, I mean, in my opinion, sucked against Zoolock. Any games that I can think of, Zoo type of decks were always favored. Because you get to have a really efficient board. Yikes. I don't have anything to play for a lot of time here. Ooh. I mean, this could be a great game. If I manage to win with this hand, with no one or two drops, I'm going to be very surprised. So, yeah, whatever. This is like a pretty weird card. You kind of sacrifice one unit of your own to get one extra energy. So you kind of use your units to ramp up. But it's really hard for you to do that. And even if that's the case, even if you want to ramp up 3 mana, it's kind of bad. Yikes, 4 mana. We'll stick to it and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I'm surrendering and queuing another game. But yeah, he's gonna have super fast board development for the nature of his archetype. Yep, there it is. And I should have had some decent stuff to play out on turn 1 and turn 2, but I'm not getting there. Okay, there we are. It's not the best scenario here, but I'm still gonna get something done at least. So he wants to overwhelm me, and they will probably. I need a unit in my bank so that the 2/2 here can spawn something. I will do just that, and I'll probably preemptively, since I lose this mana anyway, I'm probably gonna launcher this like pre-event. Whoa, what's the word in English? Preemptively. So before he even gets the +1/+1, just to make use of my mana. And so this is one example of a great unit. 2 mana, 2/2. If you have a unit in your bank, you spawn at 1/1. That's it. Simple, straightforward card, but super powerful. And let's talk about passive. So this unit is insane. This Paragon is insane. If you deal damage and survive, you get +1/+1. That's his turn. It doesn't do anything else. I guess we won the game then. He had... I mean, we were super unlucky, and he was definitely unlucky as well. To not have anything to play out on 3 is really, really unlucky. Okay, I'll take that. This is a removal that's pretty interesting, honestly. You transform an enemy unit into one of your own, and since this deck has plenty of 1/1 tokens, it's pretty much like Polymorph in Hearthstone, you know? I mean... I don't see myself in need of any removals right now. I'll just develop my donor, 3/2, +1/+1 when he dies. I'm still gonna get 2 damage off, plus the +1/+1. I could have developed my Gneos here. That's bad. I could have definitely played out the Gneos Valeros here. I would have made such a swing on the board that there was no way I was winning the game. Well, hopefully I tank one more removal from him and then I'm able to play Gneos. Yeah. For example, he goes Kathari, which is his Paragon. This attacks randomly. If for some reason I get attacked on my Gneos here, I'm done. I'm screwed. But like this, I was able to kind of stay up. Yep, I'm gonna shoot 3 here with the Interceptor. Yeah, actually, being conservative with your Paragon is not that bad. I mean, that's a unit that once it does its own thing and dies, it's not available anymore. And these are usually very valuable cards, that the more they stay on board, the more value they get and the more annoying they get. So it's great, honestly. Yeah, it's okay. to actually hold on to my Gneos as long until he uses Kathari here. Hey Okinato. Yeah, I guess I'm good to go. I guess the game is over. He had to be really aggressive and he couldn't be. So this is another pretty bad card. It's a super bait here. Yeah, I can go 2+4 and just trade my interceptor in here to just have everything survive pretty much. Yeah. I mean, drawing cards at this point is not even that bad. I'm just gonna bank the little guy over here. Sepia number 2, Gneos comes on board. 4/4 trades into the assault here, and then I'm done. Game is over. These two get +1/+1 for the passive. Next time I'm gonna be able to attack, and once I attack, my units, up to 3 units, get +1/+2. I get 2. Yeah, as you can see, this game is over. Like, the deck is nuts. This deck is by far the only one that matters in the current landscape of competitive, you could say. I guess there's room for Augencore decks to be decent at constantly removing threats with cheap cards and keep up with the tempo, but I don't know. The moment I say it, I don't really believe that. So 3 + 3, 6. 8, 14, and 4, yeah, it's lethal. It doesn't have defender, right? No, it does not. So I put down my 3 +1/+2. That's why I counted 6 here. And that's exactly lethal once again. On turn 6. Nasty. This deck is nuts. I see myself playing this deck for a long time. I see myself playing this deck for a long time. Like, it's so obvious that it's broken. Oh, by the way, I mean, I'm playing against AIs now, so it's pretty unfortunate, but just so you know, just so you get your hopes up about the game, I went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 1 in my rookie mode first time. I wasn't even aware of the Paragons and the Parallels. I mean, I played card games professionally for a long time. I kind of get a feeling for the archetypes right away. And I only dropped 1 game in the whole 26 that I had to play to complete rookie mode. Against humans, mostly. And the only loss that I got was a Marcolian matchup against Earthen, because he dropped the 1 mana 0/4 and then he overwhelmed me. And I had nowhere to go with Marcolian. So I'm saying this as I prepare to play Marcolian, because I believe it's the worst deck in the game. I still got to win, like, I believe it was like 3 mirror matchups. I think I won 3 times against Marcolian. I lost to Earthen. I won against Shroud, and I probably won against an Earthen, something like that, because he didn't have the 1 mana 0/4 in the beginning. So yeah, that goes to show that the game, especially rookie mode, currently has very low power levels. There's no cards that can overwhelm you right away, except for the 1 mana 0/4 from Earthen. That's just dumb. But yeah, if you play your cards out the best way you can, you're probably gonna win. I mean, as long as the power levels remain really, really low, the players have a lot of agency. That's what I always believe playing card games competitively. If you play a low power level game, you get more agency. The stronger the cards are, the more you're kind of bound to having said card for said turn, and the game kind of plays out itself. You know, that's my theory about card games in general. Unless you're playing something hyper complex like Yu-Gi-Oh! And you have like so many interactions to the point that the human can even forget about those, and so piloting the decks, even though they're super strong and almost stupid how strong they are, you still get a lot of, it's still a lot more difficult than other card games to actually pilot the decks properly. But these games, like, that you could even call Hearthstone fashion, you know, the board states, the there's not many things to consider. You don't have ways you can constantly interact with or banish cards like in Yu-Gi-Oh! You cannot interact with your deck all the time, with your opponent's board all the time. So it's really simple. It should be really simple for really anyone to pick up the game and be really good right away. In my opinion. I mean, I'm there to help you out and get to that point. So I'm definitely willing to keep my improvised tactics. It's my cheap card draw to actually get my hand going. I'm definitely going to play Gunslinger here, since it's my only 1-mana unit. I'm probably gonna throw away the Iron Corpse. I mean, it's good to proc the Assault. Like, this deck revolves around burning your opponent down. So you want to be really fast at developing board and to deal damage. But at the same time, you need a board to be a threat. You don't want to lose your board right away. So cards like this, you want to trade into them immediately. And this is a classic matchup. Aggro with a timer, so you have few turns to make stuff happen and to overwhelm your opponents, while he plays the exact opposite. He wants to stall out and be the control and outvalue me with the Singularity. Singularity is a separate section of the board where he holds some really insane units that he can bring out later on in the game with this Paragon, for example. So you really are on a timer in this matchup. You have to push, 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 push. This guy is not a human, or if he is, he's really new to the game because he attacked me with a 0-1. Yikes. Okay. So that has to be removed. And yeah, he does not know what he's doing. I mean, yeah, whatever. Happens. We've all been new. I mean, he ended up doing something good anyway, because he got to banish one card. He got to play the 2-mana Life Siphon. So 2 damage. If it kills it, you banish that. That's pretty simple. So he got to have his little bonus here. So I think I'm still going to play Hired Gun 2-3 because he could serve a 1-for-2. Next turn, if nothing died, if he's pretty much still alive because he can banish once again. He has a 3-mana banish card. I'm going to be in big trouble, but I want to risk that. I could have played Launcher and Launcher only, but I want to try and go 2+1 next turn. I want to give myself an out here. So if he has the 3-mana cards to the 3-mana banish too, well, good for him. He doesn't. Great. That's great. So this card, if you pop it, if you destroy it, there's going to be a 2-1 behind. So I'm not going to focus on this. I'm going to first focus on removing these two. Okay. It's absolutely reasonable. I could develop my Combat Veteran here, which is a 1-3 that gets that snowballs, but I'm not going to care too much about it right now. I'm in desperate need of having healthy units on the board. I still want to keep this. No, I don't want that actually. This is too clunky. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So yeah, I'm pretty curious to see what happens if I pop the 2-2 first. Oh well. Actually, if I do this, I get... Ooh, that's super interesting actually. Yes, I like this. I pop the 2-2 because I get another 2-1. So now I have 2 units that I could potentially pop with the Solar Grenade. Let's see if I get lucky or not. I mean, I'm still gonna first Launcher here so he doesn't get the 1 damage. And then I'm gonna bank. And let's see if I get lucky with the pop. The 2-1. Oh, it goes face. It went face. Okay, okay. It happens. I got unlucky. I got greedy. I wanted to remove everything. But it's not the end of the world. Now he has 2 cards only because he was really able to cycle a lot of cheap cards to hold on with aggression. But of course, I mean, there's still a finite number of cards that he can have. So the more he defends himself, this is really, really good. Yep, he just removes my card here and puts that into the Singularity. Once this leaves the field, it gets back, but I mean, he's gonna trade the 2-1, I guess. Oh, it goes face. That's you could argue that was not the best move he could do, but when you play an effect, this unit is getting blah blah blah. I kind of need cards here. I mean, I'm definitely gonna play the mercenary to get rid of one of the units. But I mean, you could argue that it's a great spot for Kathari if I get the 4/4. I mean, I'm not too excited about the Bannerman here. Yeah. I'm gonna play 2 units. Also, yeah, the other passive gives me a +1/+1, so I'm chilling. Yeah, and the Bannerman has to go. I'm removing this. Yep. I'm still getting rid of a card that that's gonna discount his effects. Yeah, this is a pretty good matchup actually. This is looking like the best game of the day. I mean, he did only one mistake, which was easily fixed. Then he just attacked with a 0/1 for no reason. It still ended up mattering a lot because this was a 0/2 and not a 0/4 before he attacked. So yeah, I mean, it still mattered a lot. Target damage until the unit leaves the field. So I should get my 2 mana combat veteran back. If he removes here, I'm in deep, deep trouble. Yeah. Put target card from waste. I think he still gets something in the banished area, in the singularity. No, okay. He draws something from the singularity and puts it in his hand. So he could actually take something, like he could take the assault. Yeah, he didn't. He could have put my combat veteran in his hand, but he didn't. This is annoying. So yeah, I guess my best play here is to annihilate this or to develop this. I mean, Unstable Drone here is so good. What this does is it's a defender, first thing first, and then it can deal damage. So I kind of stall him. I want to play the Unstable Drone here. Hopefully, I will be fine and nothing bad will happen to it. Let's try. I want to keep the Annihilate for the 5 mana 4/6. This card is insane. If it deals any damage, it can play Corrupted Vision from his Singularity, and this is the Corrupted Vision, so it's insanely strong. So I need to hold on to my 5 mana removal for his Paragon. There's no other destination for that. To this unit, target enemy unit. So yeah, the Interceptor is gonna go. I think this was a mistake on his part, because now this attacked already. I can finish off the Interceptor here for free. And I can finish the other trades with these 2 cards. Of course he doesn't trade. I mean, it makes sense, honestly, yeah. That's what he has to do. So let me see. If I do this, do I get my stuff back or not? Yes, I do. And it's a 4/3 even, yeah. So I could improvise tactics to draw, or I could do these 2 and discard the tactics to get my buff. Or nah, I'm banking this. I'm always banking this. I'm not getting the +1/+1, but I couldn't care less. Honestly, I couldn't care less. I need to finish off the 5/1 with the Interceptor effect. And I'm still holding on to my Annihilate and my card draw here. It's the only thing that matters here. I have to have an answer for Brand without touching it. I don't have to touch it. If it deals combat damage, it creates a unit in its deck that's so annoying to deal with. Okay, this is a free trade. I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Everything looks fine. I could even go fire support base here and get the free trades. Actually, this is super strong. So let's do things in the correct order. I'm going face. I'm getting the improvised tactics down. Because I have assault, because I touched them, basically, I'm gonna draw. Oh, I drew 2. I'm gonna discard the Reckless Scientist. I'm gonna put the fire support here, which is a 2/5 defender, which gives me extra HP to my units. I'm gonna trade for free. I'm not gonna pop this one yet. I trade this when I can trade both, or I just straight up ignore it. This is the most interesting game of the day. Both because Shroud is really strong and because Marcolian sucks. And we both had great ends. I'm still playing... I believe I'm playing perfectly right now. I'm still holding on to my removal for Brand. That's the only thing that matters in this matchup. Like, especially in rookie mode, where cards are not so powerful, Brand represents one of the most threatening cards in the game. Like, he himself can win the game if you don't have Annihilate. So he's gonna put a Singularity to his end. It's not gonna be the greatest effect ever, but it's still an annoying card. It's the only card that he has in Singularity, right? So, yeah. He's gonna take 4 damage to draw that. To get a Mercenary back. I mean, I almost have lethal here. If Kathari hits face, I have a chance to finish the game off. 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus Kathari goes face in a 20%, 25% roll. It would be insane. Let's see. I mean, one thing is for sure. I'm gonna go face with the 5/5 and then see what happens. Ooh, what's that? Jesus. Okay, it's another 2 mana. If it kills it, I'm dead. I mean, I am defending 3-1. You see, I was asked to confirm that he could attack 3-1, and I said no, this defense. Because this has a defender. So it's 10 damage. Let's see. As I said, this goes face. So I activate my 2 assaults. Always give yourself a chance for lethal with this type of decks. I think I'm still gonna do that once more. Crew bosses are pretty slow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna solve for lethal here. I would have to roll a 25% against a 5-1 that could trade my Kathari. So what I want to do instead is discard, bank this, put 2 more threats, and get my 2 free trades. There are these 2. Oh, this can attack. I'm stupid. Whatever. Yeah, I'm removing the 5-1 then. So he has to actually banish in order to be able to trade the 2-3 here. I should be fine. He has 1 card in his hand. He's probably gonna play Brand, but I can straight up ignore it because he doesn't have Defender and finish the game off. Banish all units. Okay. This had to come sooner or later. This is one card only, but I mean, I'm chilling. I'm super fine. Really, I am. I was playing conservative. I still have plenty of options because I drew so much with the assaults. So I'm not even sweating right now. I'm gonna have a free attack for 5 in his face. What more can I ask? So I'm gonna go 4. And I'm gonna go 5. This should get +1/+1. And this gets a +1/+1 for the crew boss effect. I end my turn and I hit him for 6. That's the Kathari effect. So just attack randomly at the end. Yep. I think I won. And this was by far the most exciting game of the day. He goes Brand. I'm gonna just show him the Annihilate that I diligently kept in my hand for so long. This doesn't have Defender. This just gets him a draw from the Singularity, so I'm fine. I just want to show him the Annihilate on Brand before I end up the game. So bye-bye Marcolian. I'm gonna show him the Annihilate here on Brand. And I can end the game. That was a banger game.
I have failed to leave.
Everything was super disciplined on my part. Whenever I had to go face, I did. Whenever I had to play full board to actually get him to use stuff and survive, I did. And that's definitely the hardest, probably the hardest matchup. I guess Marcolian Earthen is even worse. Yeah, I guess Marcolian Earthen is worse. But getting a win with Marcolian is generally the toughest. And then we go to play Shroud ourselves, so you actually get to see the point of view from the Shroud player. Man, that was a good game. Honestly, that was a great game. Have a little bit of black eyes, because I was casting up late. I'm casting Valorant Champions in Italian. I'm still working full time as a esports caster. Yikes! This is gonna be a shitty matchup. I hate playing this type of matchup so much. Both playing super passive, not trying to do anything at all. I'm keeping my Void Touch. I'm keeping my Sacred Destruction. I guess this is super important in the mirror matchup. You can destroy a target unit. If you played Sacred Destruction 3 times, you can get a 9/9 that basically wins you the game. I hope I can show you. But honestly, I mean, this is good. In my opening end, there's already like a clear win condition to go for. So it's me going first. I can remove the T4. I mean, it's super slow. I'm just gonna develop my 1/1. So as you can see, I have this Singularity that started off with a Corrupted Vision. It's a 0 mana 4/4. Plays it himself. This is great. I mean, Void Touched deals 1 random damage. I mean, we already have our very own solution to the 1/1. Ping. Perfect curve for me. I even have the 3-drop for next turn. Everything's going fine. Yep, I can definitely remove the Cam Crazed. This is really strong in the mirror matchup because it's really tough for him to ping him 3 times. This is a 8/7 that gets removed, not by removing 7 health, but by damaging him 3 times. He can be banished, of course, as well. He's probably gonna banish it. Okay. He banishes my 1/1. I'm still gonna be able to play... Ooh. I can force a bank here for both of us. Ooh, it's random, yeah. I'm an idiot, actually. I kind of forced us to bank, but this is not bad at all. This is not bad, because I'm still gonna be able to develop Brand first. And with this type of board, I can easily defend him and get a ton of value out of him. Unless he has Annihilate, I actually played up a tempo approach to the game that's really beneficial. I was gonna move the 4/2. Yikes. I mean, he still needs a removal for Brand, which is a 4/6. Ooh. No. I'm gonna go Brand. Fuck it. I'm gonna go Brand. Again, if he doesn't have Singularity, I get off a free trade, and a free trade is always GG. I get a Corrupted Vision for free, and I start snowballing the value like crazy. Also, I get back my... Yeah, for what it's worth, I'm gonna get back my unit here. Ooh, I'm playing. I'm winning the game. I'm telling you, I'm winning the game. I get a free trade. I'm done. Game is over. The game is over. The game is over. You'll see, you'll see. You will see. So, I remove this. I bank this, actually. I play this. This gets to 0. I remove this. I get my unit back. We don't... That's not a master effect because it has to be played from UN. I get this free trade over here. It gets in my singularity. After brand damages... read the effect. After brand damages another unit, banish that unit and transform it into a 4/4. Aftermath, return all corrupted visions from your singularity to the field. So, to this moment, I have 2 corrupted visions. So I have an 8/8 ready to pop off, and I'm still playing another unit here. I can select a card and put it in my end. I guess I'm keeping the Void Touched here. I mean, it's still decent. Yeah, I don't want to remove the corrupted visions. They get played for free anyway. So yeah, I think I won this game, honestly. Unless he gets really fast to the... I need to start beating him down, though. Because I don't want him to reach 8 mana. Oof. Why didn't he banish this? Oh, he tries for the roll. He fails the roll. I get another hit with Brand. Yikes. My man. You fucked up. You fucked up. Vanishes that. And now look what happens on board. I'm threatening lethal here. 1. I bounce something back. I'm gonna bounce this. I want the corrupted on board. I spawn a corrupted, and 3 corrupted should come down now. 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye, man. I have lethal set up for next turn. He doesn't have 5 mana, so I'm still gonna go like this and set up my ender, like my lethal, which is going to be guaranteed. Because there's no way for this deck to gain 2 mana, two energies, and wipe me out with the banish all units thing. So this is lethal. That's why Brand is broken. This game serves like a great example of what the deck can do. Yeah, dude. 4, 8, 12. I think I have lethal here. I think I won the game, honestly. And that's pretty much it. 1 win with each of the rookie mode decks, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this served as a good example of what the decks do and how they want to play out the different matchups. I think every game kind of showcase what the deck is about, and that's what really matters. So, yeah. Good luck, have fun completing your own rookie mode. The rewards are definitely worth it. All the cards you're gonna get are in apparition mode, so the cards are actually base cards that do not make you eligible for the awards, for the earnings. But I mean, the game is definitely like well polished, as you can see. Like the game itself reminds me of a lot of popular card games that we already have, but the play-to-earn mechanics of it makes it, of course, really promising and interesting. So hopefully you find the games enjoyable. Hopefully you learned something about the different parallels and how to play them out. As you saw, I managed to win 5 out of my 5 games. I guess you could see that the game is really skill-based as of now, and cards are not able to take over. So what should you do before going to ranked? I mean, you could start and modify your decks a little bit. I kind of did. I put some different cards in my Kathari deck, which is my favorite one. I tried the other Paragon as well. And I guess you can, yeah, mess around with the cards, remove what are the obvious bad cards. For example, the Hydralisk Chamber is not really that useful. You can, I guess you can find some of the very bad cards that you'll be better off without. But yeah, focus on learning the game, I would say. The game is really at the very beginning. It's still in closed beta, so focus on playing cautiously with your brain on, learning about matchups, learning about cards, and yeah, maximizing your deck should come last. I guess you can get great results even with basic decks if you play them properly, as you saw in the video. So I hope that was helpful. I wish you guys good luck in your parallel journey. Please remember that Metaguild is open to really anyone that's interested in Web3 games. So make sure to check them out. Make sure to join the Discord and to join the Twitch channel, so that you're not gonna miss the upcoming streams for the game by me, by Kartoa, by the other amazing players, by Eclipse. And yeah, wish you good luck and see you soon.